Hello Internet, day 217 of my vlog 365 challenge. I've decided to go for a little bit of a walk because it's a lovely evening. It's spring. It's spring. Spring is here. Spring has sprung. I don't know. But it's been a really lovely day today in Oxfordshire. I don't know why I put the the Shire on Shire. I've spent the day working at a local pub, working on my Cert HE. Haven't got as much done as I'd hoped. Ended up getting a little bit frustrated towards the end because Word kept crashing every time I was trying to log onto the VLE virtual learning environment. For those that aren't used to these weird fangled terms, I'm finding it really helpful. I'm finding it enlightening and insightful on my teaching, which is the reason I'm doing it. I'll be honest, I think I'm not sure if I've vlogged about this before. I'm finding the academic side a little bit of a struggle. There's large volumes of reading that's required, more than I was expecting, to be fair. And also, actually, the biggest shock for me is distance learning. So it's a distance learning module. Let me just wipe the camera just in case, because there's a... Is that a bit better? Maybe I can see like a white phase on the edge. Never mind. Distance learning is how it is. It's being delivered via distance learning. So as opposed to normal face-to-face, where you'd have like 1 or 2 hours a week in a seminar or a lecture, it's all being done online with lots of links and discussion groups. Although what is interesting, and I think there's like 20-30 people enrolled in this module, is there's only about half a dozen people that seem to engage. I did a little bit of engagement, but I started 3 or so weeks late because they didn't enroll me correctly. Partly my fault slightly, because it got to the end, it got to like beginning of February, and I went, hang on, I was supposed to, surely I'm teaching, surely I should be learning at the same time, so I had to message them, but I haven't fully caught up really. But I think the VLE, yeah, so there's webinars that are being recorded. So the webinars take place on Wednesdays. I've not yet to be able to make anyone, unfortunately, and I don't know if I will, looking at my timetable, because I'm always quite busy when they happen, which is rather annoying, which is a shame, because watching them back, they're really useful. They are really useful. But obviously, being distance learning, it is really down to self-directed learning. Or self-managed learning, and that's been a really interesting experience, because I'm doing more and more, but I wish I'd done more earlier, wish I hadn't started late and all this sort of stuff. But no, so the academic side and my mental block that I always put down to my dyslexia, but people say I shouldn't just use it as an excuse. But I struggle to, when I'm doing written work, whether it's writing a project or a proposal or a letter, I can waste so much time just sat there thinking, how do I start? And then once I start, I normally do a really good job and can write well, but I get really hung up. And I've tried lots of different techniques, or loads of people have come up with loads of ideas, do this, do this, do this. I haven't yet managed to crack it, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do this HE, because I want to keep giving it a go, higher education a go, until I do manage to crack it and manage to be the master of my own education. I want to work in education. It's part of what I want to do. I want to work, for Anglia Ruskin long term, hopefully growing my role. So, and being more academic will be part of that. Although I am a practical skills lecturer, I want to be able to add much more of a theoretical element to my teaching, and maybe even do more theory type stuff anyway. I'd love to be at the state of doing, peer-reviewed articles and writing books and stuff like that. Wouldn't that be amazing in 5-10 years time, if I'm, maybe not 5, but 10 years time, if I'm, doing articles and books? It'd be amazing, and I would love to do that. I really would. I'm looking to doing a master's, although albeit a practical master's, but we'll probably have quite a lot of theory to it. I mean, I know it does. 3,000-4,000 word essays. But yeah, I thought I'd do a bit of an update on that. Hopefully you're enjoying the weather. I think the clocks go back this weekend, so I can't remember what that does with the time, but hopefully the weather this weekend will be really good. I'm off up to Sheffield tomorrow for a day in the CMA office, doing community radio and community media and all that sort of stuff. And then I've got a stag weekend, so much updates from that. But coming at 5 o'clock, I'll leave it there and I'll see you tomorrow.